I am a cat. I know, it's the most creative costume in the world. I'm sure no one else in the whole world has this costume, so if you do, you're copying me. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and happy Halloween. And I am a cat today, and I've been a cat for Halloween for the past 8 years, I think, so why break the streak, right? So, my name is Ashley, for those of you who have not met me yet, and I do Sims 4 base game builds on my channel. So, you don't need any expansion packs to use my builds, so just the base game, and you're fine to use this creepy house that we're building today. So, today I decided to build kind of a Halloween-inspired, spooky, haunted house, and it is on a 40 by 30 lot, costs 97,000 simoleons, has 2 bathrooms and 1 bedroom, and can fit 2 Sims. If you would ever actually want to put 2 Sims in here. I mean, it's kind of a creepy house, but of course, do what you want with it, of course. So, I didn't get the Halloween stuff pack for this build, and that's because I was kind of looking at the contents of the pack, and I didn't really think that any of it was that scary. Like, you got kind of pumpkins and spider webs, but a lot of it was just like cute tables and stuff, and I was kind of going for a more creepy, realistic vibe, like a haunted house that you'd see in real life, where it's just kind of abandoned looking and unkept. So I wanted to go with that kind of vibe. Maybe like the people who used to live here had like a creepy backstory and somehow they disappeared or something weird happened to them, and now the house is abandoned and it's just really dark inside, and you can tell at the furnishings that the people who lived here were just kind of really dark, disturbed people or something like that. So I added some creepy touches to throughout the build. So I didn't want to make it kind of like a Halloween house. I wanted to make it just like a weird, dark, creepy house. So I really hope you guys enjoy this one, and thank you so much for watching. Okay, I know it's not actually Halloween, you guys. It's the day before, but I upload on Mondays, so it's close enough, okay? It's close enough, guys. So I was really excited to do a haunted house because it really gave me the opportunity to use a lot of the kind of outdoor paints and indoor furniture pieces that I wouldn't otherwise use in any other build at all. This kind of dark brick kind of deal, I would probably never use that anywhere else. And then also a lot of the furniture inside, like some of the darker colored furniture and like the black bed and stuff like that, I would never use that. You guys will see when I furnish the inside. There's a lot of furniture that isn't really usable unless it's in kind of a dark, spooky, haunted setting. So I really liked how I could use really different pieces in this build. And the kind of yellowy beige column situation going on there, I do change that. I change it to brown because the yellowy beige just wasn't working for me. I was going for like a kind of dirty, worn, old look. Like that's what I was going for with the beigey yellow, but then the colors were just kind of all over the place and it didn't really look authentic. So I changed it to brown, and the green kind of trimming and roof part, that was intentional. I wanted to make it look really like a super old house, so maybe kind of moldy because it hasn't been upkept very well. And then also it could also be like patina. Over time it just kind of turned green and stuff like that. And I used the really nice metal fence that wouldn't really work in any other situation except this creepy kind of house, because it is a creepy looking fence. And then that gate is super creepy. I don't know when else you would want to use that gate, but I got to use it here. And then I put the little hedging around the fence bits just to make it look kind of like it hasn't been taken care of in a while, so it's all really overgrown and stuff like that. So I think that works out really nicely. It adds a nice touch, and I was getting so annoyed here because the gate is a 2-panel gate and my entranceway and staircase is a 3-panel staircase / entranceway, so it wouldn't line up properly, and that is like every builder's nightmare when it doesn't center properly. So I figured out a way. I could have used a 1-panel gate, but I wanted to use that 2-panel gate because it was like perfect for this build. So I tried to figure out a way to kind of make it look symmetrical, and I think I do that later on in the build. You will see I kind of improvise to make it centered a bit more. And now for my favorite part, personally, when I was building, I found this part the most fun. It was landscaping this house and doing the landscaping. I just got to make it look really messy and really overgrown and use this grass and just putting it everywhere, making it look like no one had stepped foot on this lot for ages and they haven't mowed the lawn. No one has taken care of it at all. You can see here I even put some growing up through the fountain there, so obviously the fountain's not functioning anymore. And it was just a really nice contrast to what I usually have to do with landscaping when I have to kind of make it look pretty and balance the colors and, I don't know, just make it look good. So this time I didn't have to worry about making it look good necessarily, just had to make it look kind of messy. And you can see here I put 2 little mysterious graves at the back of the house and kind of make it look like someone had dug it in there. And I don't know, are those the past owners of this house? I don't know, you tell me. But yeah, I thought that made it a little bit more creepy. And for the interior, I had a little bit of difficulty figuring out if I was just going to make it super gross and messy, or if I was going to make it kind of more like a functioning house on the inside. And you'll see I do decide to make it into not a nice house, but like a fully functional kind of regular interior, and kind of just used darker colors and a bit more, just has a whole dark vibe inside. So I figured the people who lived here, they're not necessarily going to be messy and gross and have gross furniture. They still had pretty nice taste. It's just really, really dark. So you kind of wonder what their personalities are. They don't have very many bright colors going on here. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to talk about besides the build is Halloween Day. And personally, I just don't really like Halloween that much. I don't know what it is. Well, I do know what it is. It's the dressing up part. As a kid, I loved it because I loved playing dress up as a kid, and then who doesn't like dressing up and then going and getting free candy everywhere? Like, that's awesome. That is so awesome. And people always say nothing in life is free. Well, when you're a kid and it's Halloween, candy is free. It is legitimately free. So I want to go back to those good old days. And, you know, back when you were a kid, you just got to choose what you wanted to be for Halloween, like by yourself. You just thought, oh, I want to be this for Halloween. And you don't really put much thought into it. But then when you get into high school, all of a sudden, I remember my friends asked me in like September, like, ooh, what are you going to be for Halloween? Or what are we going to be for Halloween? And it's like, what? Why are you thinking about it already? Like, it's only September. And then every year after that, and all the way until university, people start planning their costumes in like late September, early October. And it's like, oh, I was just going to wear my cat ears again. Is that okay? But then, of course, being a cat is so cliche, but I don't know. All of a sudden, there's just so much pressure and so much anxiety about, like, what are you going to be for Halloween? Because it's no longer about the costume. It's about, you know, being clever or being cute. So, I don't know. It's just, and also, it always costs so much money to buy costumes. So, it's just such a waste of money just for one day. And I just hate it. I hate it. And I prefer costumes where you can just have like a couple props or something and then incorporate your own clothes. But sometimes when people have to like make their costumes from scratch or purchase them, they can be really expensive. I don't know, like other people's costumes always end up turning out super good. I'm always really envious of people that have really nice costumes that they've made themselves, or really clever ones. It's, oh, that's really clever. How long did that take you? Like, how did you start that a month ago just for this one day? I can't get on that train on planning something for so far in advance for just one party or one day. But that's why when I went to this time last year, I was living in London, England, and they don't really do Halloween that much. They still have it, but it's not as big as it is in North America. And for Halloween then, I just had one costume, and over in London, I was on the cheerleading team for the university there. And the whole cheerleading team decided to dress up together for Halloween. And I didn't get to decide this, but the team decided that we were going to dress up as cheerleaders. And I was like, that's perfect. We already have uniforms. This is my type of Halloween. We'll just dress up as cheerleaders because we're the cheer team. It made no sense. It was kind of dumb, but like that's the kind of Halloween costume I like. Something that I already have. I don't have to put too much effort into it. And back at my home university, Halloween lasts for like a week. So even though Halloween, say this year it's on a Tuesday, parties would start the weekend before and the weekend after. The parties would just go on for so long, and at every party you need to have a different costume. And oh my goodness, it's just so stressful because you have to plan all these costumes. And again, on my cheerleading team back at my home university, because I was on the cheer team there too, we had to do another group costume and we had to make it from scratch. So I remember one year I was making like a tutu, and you have to like get iron on stuff and buy shirts and iron on different letters and stuff. And it is just so stressful doing so many costumes, and then every single party you have a new one. So I remember one time I was a cat, of course, but I couldn't reuse my cat costume for all 5 parties I was going to. Oh, and my roommate, who obviously I've talked about a lot already, she also wasn't super into the Halloween costume thing. Like, she wasn't as intense as some other people. So one year we also decided to dress up as ninjas, and that's just so easy because we just wore all black and then tied some red sash around our waist or something and wore black fingerless gloves, and we're like, oh, we're ninjas. It was so dumb, but it's so good because we just didn't want to go out and buy costumes. Those are my type of costumes, you guys. So let me know what your guys' costumes are this year, because I will be a cat, as you guys know. Well, that concludes our creepy haunted Halloween house build today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you saw today, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below what you think I should build next. And if this is our first time meeting, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to be friends, or if you want to see more weekly Sims 4 base game builds. I upload once per week at the same time every week, so I will see you guys next week. Have a awesome Halloween, you guys. Bye, everyone.